Heard the bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing out ether like no one's business.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned, or on the way to turning, apparently. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. They need help, and quick. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. Except get eaten. If something ain't done soon, the whole place will be overrun.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something stupid. You reckon we should tell him?
No. It's better this way.
Yeah, well, I can't stand about knowing what's happening out there, so I'm off.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot.
Hope adrift on foam-flecked peaks, despair looms below. Yet in the dark, a flame is sparked that warms us in its glow.
You don't know what you're talking about. The odor's what gives chances stew its...
What do you recommend?
You look like you could do with a drink.
Oh, you're not leaving already, are you?
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Pepio.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Is that all? Oh, the stew's awful.
Yeah. The weight of all that shit. Clever girl, that one. What do you want? No scratches, all right? That it? Fine.
I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to Eastbourne, but as soon as the rebuilding work is complete...
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me, but I can speak to her at least.
Karen says she'll provide what she can for our voyage to Ash, and has even agreed to forgo payment. Until our return, that is.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on going herself. Alone.
Did she? What was the mission?
Following up on some... Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest, you say?
If she's not moved on already, yeah.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Please. Your Grace, stay strong. Ah, my Lord Marquis. It was the greatest honor of my life. But now... so I bid you. Your companions are kind indeed. I must admit... but I see now.
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but...
But
his Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been... So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something strong. And thankfully, a recipe was found. And our supplies are almost... Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to...
For Joshua?
Thank you, my lord.
So, What is this critical...
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to... We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether as the search continues for a new source.
So it's only that you can't reach it. The stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood.
Well...
Then I shall go in your step.
But...
You've yet to find another source, correct? Besides, I'm a dominant.
Well... Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct. I shall remain here and prepare... I had only thought to ask for your assistance in finding a new source. Of stonerwort. But if you're sure about collecting it from the flood by the aqueduct...
Then again, why settle for low-born chaff when we've honest-to-goodness royalty right here beneath our roof? If Prince Dion cannot see my love for him, then perhaps the Phoenix will.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson today? How was she? The Enterprise,
Sid.
Don't tell me. You need more bomb ash.
Oh, no. I'm working on bringing another one of the Chief's designs. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermo amplification and a system of reciprocal recirculatory regenerators that let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot hotter than anything Blackthorn's got in his forge, that's for certain. Only mithril engines get hotter, and you can't chuck ore in one of them and get metal out the other end. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish, neither. We need the good stuff. And I hear you once helped Helena get her hands on exactly that. Any chance you could help me too?
If it's for the good of the hideaway, I'd be happy to.
Oh, it is. I promise you.
So, what exactly is this good stuff you need me to find?
We've got a couple of examples here. Spherical echoes, we call them.
More fallen materials. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in more ways than one.
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. Fallen ceramics deal with heat like nothing else. And what's more, they're directional, transferring heat from the inside to the outside. But these things, we've collected as many as we can, and I know where we can get the rest. Trouble is, they're all watched over by their bigger, uglier cousins.
So you want me to visit some ruins, destroy some echoes, and bring back this...
That's it in a nutshell. Yeah, we're only 3 short, mind. And there's one up Amber Way, in that ruin that they call Lost Plume, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmekia. Last one is in the ruins of Advent, which is in the Empire.
All right then.
It'll do. I'll be keeping all my fingers and toes crossed.
What are you looking for? You're welcome anytime.
It's only a matter of time before the army agree to our terms. You'll see.
What's happened?
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to know that the negotiation...
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed. But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving... You couldn't do me a quick favor, could...
What is it this time?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle how long we have until the bearers arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, Elle. This is their fault, not yours.
I know, but...
No buts about it.
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
And you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
Elle? What's happened? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually. And at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts...
Oh, and that's me, is it? Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us, then. I can't say I'm not happy to...
You have to trust her.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well stocked and defended. You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off. If she won't consider her prospects, someone has to.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar, then. And better not keep Eloise waiting. Well, this isn't at all foreboding.
What I wouldn't give for a hot meal.
Looks like this is the end of the road for us.
When are they gonna let us through? To me, flames! Attack! Go for it!
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they... I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves. And then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual, and so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across a most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed. You get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound unusual. No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to... And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. I was a fool to... And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least. But they deserved more. I wanted so...
A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them. They need help, and fast.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just... make sure he's safe.
Hold on, Theo. I'm coming. Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village. But the whole area's flooded with ether.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. Torgal, with me. This one. Where are you, Theo? All right. Get him! Go for it! Over here! Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Get him! Too slow. Nice try. This one. Get him. This one. Now, Corvo! Nice try.
Clive?
Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! understand. And so will you!
Hell.
Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore. Wait.
Goodbye. El.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place, against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life? He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer. In more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right.
All I ever wanted. All I ever did. It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo. Why did you have to...
I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravan. We can make a difference here. We can help people. Save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do. Ensuring that goods, people, bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we and to Theo's. Wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can. Whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clyde. Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
I'll need to deal with these ones first. to find this spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Just two more to find.
Everything's back the way it was.
Take that, you naughty thing!
Clive! I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them, just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil. Because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from...
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to... Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have... And they might have elected to take... They have formed what one could call... And they grow more organized by the day.
We'll fight them all off just like last time. No matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid once more?
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
I'll go and speak with him.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor? That's easy. One of them swings a sword, the other forges them.
Victor has been collating reports on the bandits' encampments. You'll find him by the desert gate. I'm sure if he has anything to ask of you, it will be simple enough.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnus by now.
I did. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my...
You're not the only one.
What does he want you...
He asked for my aid in putting down the bat, and he said that you might be able to help me find...
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Time to fight.
Let there be light! Fire and flame! Stay down!
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off!
To me, Flames! Storm lizards!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to... And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. Which is what, if he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been...
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here. But I know one thing. Lubor needs...
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner.
We're sorry, Lubor. We just couldn't
There's nothing to be sorry for. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls. No,
you're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a downmate born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I'm Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however. Is a trusted and impartial mediator.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here. I can't promise anything, but...
And that is all I can offer.
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor? Are you one too?
You know I'm not. Just listen.
What do you mean, don't jump to conclusions? He cast a spell without a crystal. What other conclusion is there?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside? It's driving away our customers.
He knew all along.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but...
I've seen your...
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it?
That's right.
The rumors that he's a bearer.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil, and they will thank you not to get involved.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refuse to consider it.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope.
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. We'll talk some sense into them in the end.
No. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection of the smith who fought. To yourself be true. That rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, and so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalamil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
I would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children... I thought you were better than this, but it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
Are you sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. Your reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Why is everyone being mean to Lubor? He didn't do anything wrong.
I'm going to go with him.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
Oh, you're here. August waiting for you inside. Well?
So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
If you can swing a hammer, you can swing a sword.
Would you like to see my wares? Thank you. Farewell, traveller.
The brass neck of that girl. Everyone's coming together to fight for their lives, and she hasn't lowered her prices.
Clive! You're here!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts, and it turns out things are worse than I thought. There's swarms of them out there. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some time if we need it. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside their homes, at least.
Well done.
Welcome back, Sid. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not if August, who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out to be the realm's most infamous outlaw, keen to help us out again?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you...
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. So then, long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers, I see.
That your idea of an apology? Prick.
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best.
But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chieftain. He left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself, of course. Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the consequences. I may be a selfish prick, but I only did what I felt I had to.
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. This is no time for bickering. You can finish beating each other up once Dravozd is safe.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway.
Yeah. So have I.
Sorry, Clive. I shouldn't have stuck my nose in. We're short enough on time as it is. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight before any of them Akashic try to bite it off. You, ready for the off, then?
We can't afford to waste any more time.
Right you are. Might be worth having one last word with the scouts, though. Don't want any nasty surprises. Oh, and Blackthorn, you and Zoltan might be better off staying inside the... How close are they?
Within sight of the walls, and there are more coming up from the mines.
What was I saying?
They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open.
Good idea. Get yourselves inside, but keep your weapons...
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. That's our job. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barricade the gates. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting at all if you can help it.
August's right. I've seen what Akashic beasts can do to armor. The people here are tough and willing, but they ain't equipped.
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left. I'll give you as much time as I can.
And if they kill you?
You evacuate, and it won't come to that. I promise. Take good care of Dravozd till I can...
Leave it to me, and...
All right. Which one of you's first?
Go for him! Get him! Go for him! Over here! Attack! This one.
Is that it? Apparently not. They're not getting past me. Too slow.
Fire and flame! Over here!
Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You... As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like it.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall, but we got the bastard.
Good.
In time, yeah. But we can think about them later.
Sid! You're even more fearsome than your reputation. Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. I almost felt sorry for the wretched things. But mostly, I felt grateful. Dravoged won't forget what you did today.
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but we're staying just the same. With ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere, and more importantly, it's our home. We'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand shoring up those defenses.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed you. So, thanks.
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with you first.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. Though I doubt I'd have listened. I always envied you. How you made everything look so easy when, for me, it was anything but. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. But what you said earlier, it was true. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually. You kept this place alive.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but Dravoged isn't what it once was. Our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day because it's easy and turns up. It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but no one sees the point. The average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as our current lot. Come back to us, Blackthorn. Remind Dravoged what a true master blacksmith looks like. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same forge again.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. And I wish I could accept. But I'm needed. There's people who trust their lives to my steel. But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the craft, shall we?
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling, yeah?
Knowing him, he'd let you in anyway. I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid.
And this is?
A token of but I'm of a mind to make you. Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. There's not been a craftsman equal to it. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel. And I've learned to own an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing are enough to make a jeweler cry. And they're not just for show.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravoged in the first place? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. So between the two of us, I'd say we're the equal.
Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the hideaway, would you?
As long as he can keep our secret.
Right. Zoltan, get your tool.
With a little help from Blackthorn, I don't see why we can't restore Dravoj to its former...
Here, take a look at my wares. Go safely.
The bearer of the burning quill is within, my lord.
Prithee enter.
The greater number of our order live among the masses, hidden in plain sight. Even here in Tabor, our brothers and sisters pose as common folk. If any should reveal themselves to you, I beg you keep their true identity secret.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until even now our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft cited as if protecting the secrets.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being... Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings. If you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored.
All right.
They will be most gratified. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village.
Thank you.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. My colleagues await you in Kretov, my lord. But say the word, and they will be only too glad to share their findings.
I needed that.
Fire and flame!
Oh no.
You'll pay for this. May still be survivors. Stay down! Whatever that thing is, they say it's their leader. Get him! Attack!
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a...
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure...
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all undying... Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect you.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, without... May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another. But for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Think no more of us, my lord. Only deliver our findings to the bearer of the burning quill.
The greater number of our order live among the masses, hidden in...
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your here.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against...
Cyril, your losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to complete their work, were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. And your opinion of our methods, however, we live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their... Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to... Please. For all our sakes.
I thank you for your advice, my lord. If you will permit me to respond. Our faith in his... and we of the Undying will do what we believe is as first shield to the Phoenix. I am sure you understand what...
I do.
Then we are of the same mind. And it is my hope that...
The Dominion's all but done for.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
And you're just gonna fall into line?
I don't trust this Duke.
Oh, Clive. My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up...
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title. The Duke.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrec. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage...
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec, a man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf? For your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers, and they will take you to his eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck.
The fact that the soldiers trust you may well carry some weight with the Duke. He needs their support, after all. I only hope that you can make him see sense before he tears the town apart.
I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only control of the garrison he wants.
Well, what do you think? A whole day to dry some bloody...
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with...
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass, but you should be all right. His Eminence is... Wait here.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire and I shall see... But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach in...
Ah, You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned, but no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison, which is more than can be said for Oriflamme. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach, with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town.
The people will do as their leaders come. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will one whose authority is That is why this levy is so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have...
Yes! And I told you then how putting the Empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. A citizens' revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Sabine, you are embarrassing
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Could be trouble again.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand. The Duke might have soldiers at his beck and call. Us common folk.
Half of what comes in is barely fit for press.
Sell anything today?
As much as... Oh, wait.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme. The dame actually cares about this town, unlike the Duke. He's only interested in picking her pockets to line his own.
The garrison salvaged what they could from...
A question. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't you build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn... If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purse, we'll do whatever it takes to keep what's... Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
I just think...
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame. But that's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into... Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but Empires, once Sanbreque is back on her feet, well, look.
We already have a leader in the Dame. It's not only control of the garrison he wants, it's the whole of Northreach.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. But I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them. But if they've volunteered a few more of their hard-earned... I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making sure... And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Welcome back. Wraiths give you any trouble?
Captain.
For you? Certainly. Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with...
But to tell you the truth, it's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you love.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either.
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, duty calls. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was.
Well, it will certainly help to hold back, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. And hopes, I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the great. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather that the soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders, and not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise. Thank you for trying.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it...
What?
Because I realised what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished. And when they do come back, we need to stand together. With you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced me. There's no point following orders if they go against everything.
Indeed.
All of us. That has always been North Reach's best. We have only to turn our attentions to... Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around? I fear His Eminence has loftier...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for North Reach, especially with men like you and Philippe. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your... Until then...
Until then.
Your town needs you.
Saw the captain just now.
I would speak with this Duke.
What does the dame have to say about all this?
I swore to protect this town and the people I love. I don't need a uniform to do that.
It's over. This might take a while. down. One to go. Doris should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
Ah, Clive. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in his seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, but if these pool's going to survive, it's as if those poor bears, they've lived their whole lives in servitude. But it's small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So if you're wondering why well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry.
All right.
Thanks. Would there? That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years.
Gazal Greens?
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy. They better that than something that'll wither away at first. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get... They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and...
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. I'll go up there and show him my...
I'm sure you will.
Anything catch your eye? There you go. Much obliged. That all, is it?
Just because the heavens have gone to the room, nearly done.
I've got greens of all shapes.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slave.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that she's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruit?
I'd say so. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into... After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort. She's dangerous, Sid, but...
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the...
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hide... She asked me to join her at the Baum Archers. It's a wonder she still trusts...
Enough!
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Plus my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it. Vocal! This one. Too slow. Nice try. This one. Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. All right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
Fire and flame!
Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be docking your pay.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try. So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid!
Ah, Doris. I take it casting your lot with this criminal of all.
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons in service of the highest. She raised me like a daughter, and I did.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. But you proved yourself a master of both. That's all. How about it? my little dagger.
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever, to liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, Master. Thank
you. Always were, or perhaps that's the reason I love.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be, and she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will...
All right.
I am. And thank you.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being...
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly. Oh, and your letter. You don't need to worry about Doris anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sanbreg. Went quietly, or she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without...
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Karen says she'll provide what she can for our voyage to Ash, and has even agreed to forgo payment. Until our return, that is.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
Yotei, I brought back all the stone and water.
Yes, my lord. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike. You think only of how you might help others, and never...
No more than you have minding my brother.
I am honored that you should say so, but I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others.
I'll keep that in mind.
You and your brother really are alike, my lord. Those selfless...
How do you split the sea?
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
Ah, the man himself. We were just about to make a start on that sword I promised you. It's funny, but none of this would have been possible without your help. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues engraving.
A team effort led by the greatest blacksmith alive.
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah? Right. I'm ready if you are.
To the bellows it is, then.
Well, bugger me.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
Thank you.
So, does this make you pair the greatest craftsman alive, then?
This? Nah, it'll take more than that to earn us our place in history, but we're up for the challenge.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road, but
we reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the next.
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time.
Then tap the kegs! Vulcan's boys are on their way!
What do I owe the honour? So, will it be? And? So, will it be? To what do I owe the honour? I never fought me and Zoltan, and if it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. I'll keep the forge up.
No need to thank me for the sword. I'm happy.
Yep. So, will it be? Anything else?
The stew's run out of pepio nuts and all.
The people of Amber might not have been the friendliest sorts, but they didn't deserve this. Not that the Aether cares. It springs up wherever it likes. Nowadays, that seems to be all.
It's over!
No mistakes.
Get him! This one. It's over. Attack! Local! Get him! Local! Nice try.
That's all of them. Owain can uncross his toes now.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed. Only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. Subsisting all, it's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Time it all. I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your guardians, what help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them. My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will, a home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What do you do?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool!
For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of me.
Lord Rossfield, my...
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic... Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will by coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able warriors to surround and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan. but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, each shielding the other that no man might fall. That Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord.
Then I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall.
Let there be light!
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So Wade, how many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
Next one's mine. I might not know.
The Curl was sighted on Rhiannon's ride back towards Martha's Rest.
enough. Arise!
There it is. With me, Toggle. This one. Bahamut! Over here! Get him! It's over.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rosfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. We were able to eradicate the rest. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attack. I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We saved East... Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to...
We never had nothing to call our own before. But now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now. We have to fight to protect what's ours.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone...
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't going to rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today...
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an East Poolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud, all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And I, as Rosarians, have got to stick together.
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds.
All right.
Lord Rosfield, do you remember us clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes? There's one sight that I shall never forget. You. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up, when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought I may as well. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eye to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
Sir Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria.
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will be safe. Thank you again for all you have done for me and mine, my lord. You may rest assured that Eastpool will be safe in my hands. Thanks to you.
Thank you, my lord. You showed us what it means to fight for what's ours. And we shall strive to follow in your footsteps.
We couldn't have done this if we hadn't all pulled together. Even you and Matt.
The hero return? It's lucky you came by when you... Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool.
I just did what I...
And it's only right that... Take it before...
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back and a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that. Reminds me of when I first... Loath as I am to recall that...
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye.
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something off me. I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how told me I was giving them relief but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for it.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing, just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that.
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid.
Suppose you're right. And if we don't manage it, good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings. It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope. Anyway, enough now. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Hope adrift on. What do you recommend?
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Pepio nuts and all.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had.
Canva lost. It can't be true.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson today? How was she?
With Canva in the hands of a cat.
Ah, I see. So?
Good, thankfully. Here.
Ah, that's brilliant! I'll fit him to the smelter. May I present to you the Telemon Furnace?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't a...
It's fine, really.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well, stretchy.
It's stretchy metal.
That is the spirit. So, What do you reckon?
It's actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have all kinds of uses for it around the hideaway. Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Maybe even out there, too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many. You mark my words.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
So, she don't need sails or oars, but she's still the fastest ship on the sea.
Then again, why settle for low-born chaff when you...
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are. All yours. All done? Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of pep.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. Finished, are you?